So today we're going to be talking about an issue in boxing that, if it was resolved, would fix the sport entirely. 100% this would fix the sport of boxing. And I think there's only one guy that can do this, and that is Turki Al Sheikh. Now this guy's already made a great step in the right direction for the sport of boxing. Look at what he's doing, the events he's putting on, the undisputed fights that we're being able to have. His goal is to try and make one face, one name for every division. You've seen the undisputed belt that Saudi Arabia have had at their shows, given to the likes of Usyk and Beterbiev. Now, I like that idea. We need to tweak a bit of the design for that undisputed title, to be honest. But nonetheless, it's a step in the right direction. But I got this idea from Showbiz the Adult. Shout out to him. Makes great content talking about boxing. But Turki Al Sheikh was interested in buying all the boxing promoters at one point. Do not do that. That's not the issue here, because the promoters are already working together and they're big names in their own right. They can help sell fights. What Turki Al Sheikh and Saudi need to do is buy the government bodies, the WBC, the WBA, the IBF. They need the Saudi sporting group, or whatever it is. If it's Turki Al Sheikh, I don't know, but that is a collective group, need to buy out all of these bodies, because they are ruining the sport of boxing. And the reason why I wanted to make this video is because of this right here. It will appear on screen, and that is this tweet that was put up today by Michael Benson. The IBF have now ordered Beterbiev to defend his undisputed WBA, WBC, IBF and WBO light heavyweight world titles against Michael Eifert next. Now, for those who don't know who that guy is, I didn't really know him either, but he is a light heavyweight fighter with a professional record of 13 wins, 1 loss, 5 wins coming by KO, right? And this is the issue that's happening with boxing, right? And it was the same whenever Usyk beat Tyson Fury. We finally get an undisputed champion in a division, and then within a week or two later, they then do some stupid thing, and it's always the IBF that do some stupid thing to where they have to make a title defense within 2 weeks, which is just impossible. Or everybody knows that Bivol should be having his rematch, but no, the IBF have called for this other guy to fight Beterbiev. What are you doing? Surely the government body should want to work together to have one face, one name for every single division. And I know people going about the UFC, blah blah, they have the correct motto, and that is the motto that boxing need to follow. And that is why Turki Al Sheikh needs to put that idea of buying the promoters to the side and buy out these government bodies, because Bivol should be the guy to immediately rematch Beterbiev. That was such a razor close fight. It's a fight that everybody wants to see. Now, I understand maybe this guy Eifert, whatever you call him, I'm sure he's done enough to where he's probably in the rankings. He deserves a shot at this title. Right? Okay, I understand that. If, say, Turki Al Sheikh or whoever, it doesn't have to be him, just anybody bought over these government bodies, it would be a bit of a task to sort out who deserves to be ranked where, right? But I'm sure you can implement, like the UFC do, media members to really go through the stuff, and they can, you get a collective as a group and they vote on who should be where, etc. I think that would make sense. But we need one face, one name for every division. The amount of belts, let's look at super middleweight, okay? You've got an IBF interim world title, an IBF world title, you've got an IBO world, you've got a WBC interim world, you've got WBC world, WBF world, WBO interim world, and WBO world. And in that division, you have got you've got 5 different champions. So in super middleweight, there are 5 different champions in that division. No good. You need to have one. Let's go through middleweight, for example. You've got 4 different champions in that division. Super welter, 5 different champions in there. Welterweight, which is one of the worst divisions, you've got 5 in that. Super lightweight, you've got 4. It just goes on and on and on. What needs to happen is Turki Al Sheikh needs to buy out these government bodies and at these Riyadh season events, we'll take Super Middle as an example, right? You've got Canelo Alvarez who holds the WBO and WBC, right? You match him up against David Benavidez. He's the WBC interim champion, right? You match him up. Then you've got Regas and some other guy who holds the IBO. I don't mean to be disrespectful, but I don't know the guy's name. Then you match them two up for their two titles. Then whoever wins out of Benavidez versus Canelo, which that might not have been a good division to use because that's a massive fight everybody wants. But just listen to the example. Whoever wins that matchup then faces the winner of the other matchup. Then you combine all the belts for an undisputed title matchup. Whoever wins that, you produce the undisputed title. Get rid of all those belts. You have one belt. Do this for every single division, and that will single-handedly save the sport of boxing. You'll have the division, you'll have the clear champion, you'll have the clear contenders, and all these contenders can fight each other. Literally just base it off the UFC. It's not rocket science, but this needs to happen because the fact that we're not going to get Beterbiev versus Bivol for undisputed again. Instead, if we want that, we're going to have to get to see Beterbiev fighting some dopey matchup, which nobody wants to see. I understand this guy's worked his whole life to get into this position. I understand that. But I feel like it would be for the greater good of everybody if someone came in, bought these government bodies over, and also stop making the champions pay a percentage of their purse to you for holding their title. That's also bullshit. Honestly, boxing is riddled with just politics and stuff that's just shit. Judging, the government bodies always working against each other. Stuff needs to change. Thankfully, Riyadh season has taken it into a step in the right direction, but that's what needs to happen. Government bodies need to be bought over. You'll have 4 champions. Get rid of all the interim belts. Don't need them. Get all the 4 belts. Have a tournament. Use 2 fight each other. Use 2 fight each other. In 6 months' time, whoever wins that will fight each other for all the belts. Then you will be produced with the undisputed title, and we get rid of all the other belts. You're the sole champion of this division. That's what needs to happen. Like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff, and I'll see you again in the next one.